You mean to tell me it's 2019 and all the technological advances we've made that you got my man Chucky out here looking like he's guest starring on the episode of Botch Robot Edition? Disrespectful. Hey everyone, it's Sharonda from Pay or Wait, and today I'm going to be reviewing Child's Play 2019, which is directed by Lars Klevberg, who's responsible for directing short films such as The Wall or Polaroid, which was actually turned into a full feature film this year. And so this film stars Aubrey Plaza, Brian Tyree Henry, Gabriel Bateman, and Mark Hamill, who voices Chucky. And so essentially this is kind of like a remake slash refresh of what Chucky would be if it was in 2019. And so this film still centers around Karen and Andy, who's a lot older than the previous versions. And so essentially they have moved to a new town, and Karen is feeling like Andy has no friends. I just want to give him a friend, and what better way than to give her son an early birthday gift, which is a Buddy doll made by the company Caslin, which is not only your child's best friend, but is your own personal assistant, because Buddy can basically change your thermostat, turn the TV on, call a car for you, all types of crazy things that Buddy can do. And so everything is going just fine. Andy has a new BFF. Everyone's vibing, getting along, until you know what? Buddy started taking this whole friends to the end a little bit too seriously as things turn very sinister for the new BFFs. And so that's all I'm going to say. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I tell you what I liked about the film, what I didn't like about the film, and should you pay or wait to see this film in theaters. And so getting into what I enjoyed about Child's Play. So first and foremost, for those of you who love horror and you love gory horror, y'all, the kills in this movie, it was very gory. And I don't know why in my mind I just felt as though it wasn't going to be that type of movie, because I felt as though, okay, well, this is like, he's kind of like an AI, you know, this little robot, so he's not going to be killing people like all crazy as the previous Chucky did, because the previous Chucky was basically the doll was possessed like with the soul of a serial killer. And so I was just like, it's not going to be as gory. But once we got to the kills, I was like, oh, okay, so that's what we doing. We giving us all this blood and gore. I am here for every single moment of it. And also too, I do like that Andy is a little bit older in this film. I think that Gabriel Bateman does a very great job of kind of showing the connection that someone will have to a doll like this, especially because it has this new AI technology. So it's not like before, like in the 80s when it was just like a regular doll that had little voice controls, because you can have conversations, like you really feel the friendship between the two so much that at certain points I was just like, don't kill Chucky, he was just trying to be your friend. Like I was actually empathizing with this like little killer doll, and I'm just like, I shouldn't be doing this. But I think they do a great job of showing the advancements of technology and really making this story a little bit more believable. When you see the story of how Chucky is created, you're just like, okay, y'all was very lazy with how you introduced that. But it's a lot more believable than saying that we did this whole voodoo thing and put a soul into a doll. It was just more believable for me. And I love the chemistry, like it's a doll, but the chemistry that Andy and Chucky have with one another. And also too, Mark Hamill, who voices Chucky, yes, do I hear little shades of Joker in there, because he also voices Joker in the animated series and stuff, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. I kind of like this creepy tone that he had, and then the little song that he was singing, that song go hard. I need you guys to just make that to a single so I can just play it, because it is catchy. It did go hard. Like, I was like singing it towards the end. I was just like, yeah, like I'm vibing with this. But also too, they have a very great cast overall. Andy does have a group of friends that he eventually meets in the movie, and they kind of have this whole like Stranger Things type of vibe to them, like as they kind of figure out what the heck is really going on with Chucky. And I actually like that. The kids weren't annoying to me. They actually provide some good comedic moments throughout the film, especially like their reactions. And then also too, seeing how, you know, kind of technology, how it's kind of, you know, ruined our kids to an extent, because I like technology, but I think showcasing how Chucky kind of picks up on the things that the kids are watching and what they're doing, I think they do a very great job to kind of see this correlation of, you know, the good and bad of what technology can do. And so I also too like Brian Tyree Henry, who plays Detective Mike Norris. I thought he brought like a fun charm and charisma, like his own swag to the role. I wish that him and Aubrey Plaza, who plays Karen, had a little bit more to do. Kind of when you have these great actors in roles such as this, and they don't have that much to bring to the film because of script issues, it's kind of like anyone could have played those characters. But overall, they were still fun to watch on screen. Now, going into what I didn't like so much about this film, yeah, why Chucky look like that? I was just like, first and foremost, it's 2019. Ain't nobody buying no doll that looks like that. His head all big, looking like it's like the 99-cent version of what the Buddy doll should have been. I just don't understand why we couldn't have done anything better. And also, too, because we are in 2019, because this company Caslin does all these like cool techie things, it really doesn't come off believable that they will put like this trash looking doll out for sale. And I'm sure the doll cost a nice pretty penny. And I think also too, if they would have changed the design to really make Chucky look more realistic, I think that would have made for the film to be even creepier, because while watching Child's Play, because we have this whole new AI technology, and it's really kind of, you know, what happens when technology goes bad, I think as though it kind of plays off as a Black Mirror episode as you keep watching, just like, this could totally be a Black Mirror episode, kind of mixed with the one with like the lady orders, like her husband, that's like a robot and stuff. I thought that it could have been even more frightening, scary. Now, the doll is creepy, but I wouldn't necessarily say that I was absolutely terrified in this film. It plays more like a comedy just because of the interactions that Chucky has with the kids as he's getting to know them, and then also to some of the crazy things that he says. I laughed more than I jumped and screamed, and you guys know it's easy to scare me. But overall for me, even though there are issues with this film, and I do want to say that the pacing becomes an issue, but in a different way, because they do a very great job in the beginning of really cutting to the chase. They immediately tell you, this is how the doll is made, we're gonna cut straight to the chase, but let's get into the nitty gritty. But then as we get into this big third act, which is kind of predictable, I saw where it was going, but I wanted to see more of it, they kind of rush like very quickly through the third act of the film. And so I was just like, there were so many things that could have turned this film from being decent to like a really great movie. And so while I still had a great time, I was still kind of disappointed at the same time, because everyone talked so much trash about this film before it even came out. I'm so sick of people doing that it was actually surprisingly entertaining, but with just a couple of more tweaks, changing the design of Chucky, really fleshing out the third act, and maybe even taking the time to flesh out Karen and Detective Mike. I think that this could have been a really amazing film that could have like produced more sequels. And hell, it's 2019. We know they probably still gonna make more sequels. But what I would tell you guys to do with you and your coins, if you are Chucky fans, if you are horror fans, I would still tell you to pay to go see this film. Especially if you watched the previous Child's Play films. I still had a great time. I still had fun with my buddy Chucky. And I think that you guys will too. So, those are my thoughts on the film. But let me go ahead and tell you this story real quick on how I called the cops on Chucky. So I was 5 years old, minding my own business, and my parents were hella disrespectful to sit up here and have all of us watch Chucky with, I think it was me, my two brothers, my mom, and my dad. So we watching it. I'm traumatized. I'm like, y'all, this like, my dad Sadie, that was like my best friend Sadie, that was my dad when I was growing up. I was like, so Sadie's gonna kill me? And then my brothers, they were like making it seem like my dad was gonna kill me, all this crazy stuff. So I was scared, and my parents think it's a great idea to go to my grandma's house, and they left me at home, took my one of my brothers and left my oldest brother at home to watch me. So my brother was knocked out. And so my brother doesn't wake up. I'm trying to like ask him like to give me something to eat. So I was like, Chauncey, wake up, Chauncey, Chauncey. I'm like hitting him, slapping him, like crawling on him. And so he doesn't wake up. So what do I think, 5 years old, and I just watched Child's Play? I was like, Chucky killed my brother. And so I called the cops, called 911, and they's like, what's your emergency? I said, Chucky killed my brother. And they were like, what? And I was like, Chucky killed my brother. I was like, he won't wake up. And so then the cops come. They had to mace my dog outside. I had a little chow chow. They had to mace the dog outside. They bang on the door. Boom, 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 boom. My brother jump up. I was like, bruh, really? So you wake up because like 5-0 and everybody outside, but you couldn't do that like a couple of minutes ago before I called? So the police came, ambulance came, firefighters came. Everybody came up to the house. It was just shining lights like everywhere. And then my parents, they had to call my parents and tell them like, hey, we're at your house. Your daughter called and said that Chucky killed her brother. They trying not to laugh on the phone and then piss at the same time because like, we gave you one job to watch your sister and this is what happens. But they were very proud of me because they were like, you did so good. You were 5 years old and you called the police. And yeah, so like, I never messed with Chucky. I was seriously terrified of Chucky. I was looking at all my dogs crazy. I was like, Mama, take all of them out of here. I can't do this no more. But yes, that's my Chucky story. So those are my thoughts on Child's Play. As always, my name is Sharronda from Pay Or Wait. And if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell. And I love you guys 3000. I'll see you soon.